Despite all the hysteria on the cases decided so far in this very consequential term for the United States Supreme Court, there were still two big cases hanging in the balance as of this morning. They'd been pushed to yet another unscheduled so-called decision day, that was today, forcing us to wait for the answers again, but the wait is over, and it's a mixed bag for conservatives and for the nation. The fact that the court decided to wait until the last day of their term indicated the last two cases to be released were big bombshells for the entire court. Some might now agree with that, having heard what was decided, and that is really saying something, considering Roe v. Wade was overturned, the Second Amendment was strengthened, and religious liberty picked up two big wins along the way, that all in just the last few days. One of those cases decided today remain in Mexico policy and the challenge there implemented. It was originally by former President Donald Trump and then targeted by the Biden administration, hoping to keep its borders open. This decision is going to have a big impact on how border security is handled going forward. You see, under President Trump, the Remain in Mexico policy forced asylum seekers to stay in Mexico as they waited for their hearings to come along. And Biden, his open border team, wanted to allow them all to wait here, which often resulted in illegal aliens disappearing into the interior of the country, never to be seen again. And now it looks like they'll get their wish. With the three liberal justices voting in lockstep, as they always do, plus Justices Robert and Kavanaugh joining with them, and the Biden administration in a 5-4 ruling, allowing them to terminate the policy. They could have gone further and declared the condition of the border a violation of federal law, or worse, found something about it unconstitutional, but they didn't. We'll definitely get into this more in a little while here on the program. But maybe the biggest decision of all was handed down today, as I've been telling you for a few days, West Virginia v. EPA. And this case could return the entire nation to the constitutional republic that we had before the New Deal rolled out by Franklin Roosevelt in the 1930s. And that's because the court ruled 6-3, with conservative states pushing back against the unelected bureaucrats making decisions in the EPA, and that will go far beyond that authority as well. The most important thing this ruling does is, as I said, is end overbearing regulations on how states generate power. That's the narrow part of this decision. But the decision could be a lot more significant, because even though it doesn't specifically destroy the Chevron doctrine by name, it certainly dealt the concept a devastating blow. The Chevron doctrine, to remind you, dates to the 1990s and basically allows agencies to accumulate massive amounts of power by deciding questions Congress didn't contemplate in passing legislation. It creates regulation without any representation.